healing, self-care,
mental health,
laugh, joy,
women.
real black girl shit. To be whole is to be healed. Black girl joy, healing journey. Black woman be whole. Welcome back to the Black Woman Be Whole podcast, y'all. We your hosts, Kim, Marquia, and Ednesha, and we are Black women working on being whole. What's up, ladies?
I'm still working on being whole. God damn it.
We need to change that. We need to change that because I
Can't stop,
swear
won't
I
stop.
cliff Lord.
How y'all
I
doing?
cliff
How y'all mama
Lord.
doing? You know.
Everybody. We're on episode 8. We moving along, y'all. We back. Look at us. We get a little chugga.
Consistency, baby.
A little
Come on now.
consistency. Let's see if we can keep it going.
We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna speak into existence.
Small wins lead to big wins.
Absolutely.
And this episode is entitled Choose Yourself, Sis. Oh, y'all might be a little teary-eyed. Get you some tissue. Get you some wine.
Treat yourself.
Get you
Take
some
an
wine,
edible.
maybe.
Do what you need to do for you. A little shot.
Get you a snack. Walk outside while you're listening.
I was gonna drink a little spiced rum beforehand, but I was like, I got a session after this. Let me.
You still got work to do.
I still got work to do.
By the way, we tape in the evenings after our hard day at work, y'all. Y'all don't know. We be struggling.
You don't know. Let me tell you something.
So this season, of course, we're exploring themes of connection and reconnection. For this episode, we're exploring the reconnection to self, and that's through choosing ourselves. Choose yourself, sis. We're going to get into it. Ednesha, would you like to plug that virtual happy hours?
You know it. So if you haven't attended one of our virtual happy hours on the third Thursday of the month, join us for the next one on Thursday, November 21st at 7 p.m. Definitely check out our link tree on our social media and grab a spot. I'm trying to see y'all ladies. Come on out and have some fun with us on a Thursday night.
You know, that's right before the holidays. Y'all going to need some good conversation.
You know y'all need to talk about some stuff. Stop playing.
We got to walk through what we're doing for the holidays, right?
But it will also be after this damn election. Because
oh, Lord. I can't even. Jesus.
The way everybody said now.
Jesus.
Nah, it's serious. These next few weeks gonna be real.
Honey.
Oh, okay.
Yikes. So it's question time. Checking in. What's going on? I would like to start off by asking, what are some things you're grateful for? Can we articulate that? We always talk about gratitude, but we get a gratitude question today. What's up, Marquia?
I'm grateful for being alive, right? Like, so this is the thing, right? As I've been aging and also all this death and everything that's been going around, getting older is very much a gift. And I'm just very appreciative that I even have the opportunity. I have classmates that are no longer here. So not to be all morbid, but I do really appreciate the fact that God, the universe, sees fit to let me still be on this planet to make impact and make change. So definitely that. Shout out to having a job. Everyone doesn't have those. I'm not even trying to give y'all stereotypical answers. This is really just where I've been reflecting my life. And also to be a little funny, thank God for edibles because it be keeping the nerves together because your girl be going through it. So those are my things. And family, of course, all those fun things.
What about you, Ednesha?
What am I grateful for? Okay, I was thinking about this. There was a time that I had a couple of different jobs that I worked really long, crazy hours. And it was strict schedules. And I make my own schedule now. I legit go on walks. I run errands. I go to doctor's appointments. I do all types of shit during the day. And I still work. I am grateful to make my own schedule. I wanted it. Listen, I wanted it so bad at one time. I remember when I couldn't wait to have it. And now I do. I take it for granted some days. And the last couple of days in New York City and probably in some other cities, the weather has been amazing. And I just take my ass out for a walk. I go to I go to physical therapy. I go to the eye doctor. I went to the dentist to get a cleaning today. I do all this shit and I still go to work and ain't nobody asking me 10,000 questions. I'm grateful that I make my own schedule and I need to stop taking that for granted because that shit is serious. And similar to the other women that is on this podcast with me that are able to do that as well. It matters. It really does. I'm very
sure do. Listen, I don't know how people are getting 30-minute lunches. You better get the hell out of my face. This
By the
is
time you
just
go to the store
really
and wait on a line, it's been 20
right.
minutes.
I would be big mad, like I'm hangry and you working me to death right now. That's too much. I was thinking about this earlier. I am grateful that I have been born in this timeline. Because let me
Mm.
tell you something, bitch. If I'd have been born in the 70s, a bitch might be dead, freaky, and dead. Do you understand me?
Wait, Kim,
You were
wait.
born in the 70s.
No, early 70s.
You just
Early 70s,
wasn't
adult in the early 70s. You
right.
know, out in them streets in the
You wasn't fucking
70s.
and sucking in the 70s. That's what wasn't happening.
Mhm.
That's the difference.
That's why I said the timeline, you know. I haven't, my personality would have led me down a really dark path. Like, oh, it's all fun. I'm
Maybe
grateful I'm in
not.
this
Maybe it wouldn't
timeline.
have been a dark path. Maybe it would have been very
Bitch, it would have been,
joyous.
oh, it'd have been that. It'd have absolutely been that too. But it would have been all of that, everything else too. So I'm grateful to be in this timeline. That's all. I'm grateful that all my things that I have, my health things, despite them, I'm still here. Bitch, I'm
Period.
feeling
But that was also
Teflon.
before HIV, so it was on and popping. The workout. I
Yeah.
don't know. I might have been loose too, though. Like, I don't know, because I'm
No.
not thinking, little gonorrhea, they got some for
Oh my
that.
Nah.
Little
God.
chlamydia, give me that. That little antibiotic, take that, take
Get
that.
the penicillin, girl. Get penicillin. Go ahead and
That
do
ain't
it.
nothing.
You
But
know?
these motherfuckers started dying in the 90s, and it was like, ooh, okay.
Child,
No,
bye.
thank you. I was an
Yeah.
HIV peer educator. No, thank you. Mm-mm. Yeah,
So there we are. A moment of levity, but gratitude nevertheless.
of course, of course.
You know how we
What did I just say?
do.
I might have been loose.
Yeah. Turn her
Oh,
loose.
damn it,
Turn
did he?
her.
Because I was gonna say finna get loose, but never mind.
Woman,
Maybe
thou
not
art
like that.
loosed, as they
Women
say
thou
in
art
the.
loose. I remember that shit.
They'd have been like, damn,
Oh
that's good old
Lord.
ad. Good number on the wall. Girl, bye. That's a good time. Okay, so what is something you read the culture interest this week?
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Listen. Shit is crazy out in this world, okay? Just be grateful for the life that you had. There was a man in Texas. His brother was killed, okay? The guy who killed his brother is now in jail. He found out who that guy's girlfriend was,
Oh no.
started to date the girlfriend, abused their children, and killed her to
Oh
avenge
my
his brother's
God.
death. These are black
Oh,
people
that's
too.
crazy.
These
That's
are
crazy,
black
man.
people too. Dude was
Nah,
like, okay, you killed my brother. I'm gonna figure out who's your family. I'm gonna
this
date
is
your girlfriend.
crazy.
And then I'm gonna abuse your children and then I'm gonna kill your girlfriend. Wowza.
Mm. Now that
Wow.
come on now.
Yeah.
That's too much for me. I'm sorry, sir. What happened to him?
Well, they on
Mhm.
the lookout for him now.
Oh, he
This
on
was
the
Not
like
on
run?
six
the
days
run.
ago. This was like six
Huh?
days ago. He on the
Child,
run.
that man on
Mm.
the run. Mm.
He on the run.
Mm-mm-mm. He on the
Don't take in no
run.
Yeah.
strays, folks.
And the
If
woman was
somebody,
only
mm-mm.
23 years old, so these people are young, y'all.
Oh my
Mm.
God.
She was a mother of
Listen,
two.
they be doing wild. Them YNs, as they call them.
Okay.
Oh,
Because we're up on
be
the
careful.
lingo.
No,
Yo.
don't you say that, Marquia. You said, as the kids
He
say.
had a
Right.
whole revenge plot, y'all.
No, he watched a movie or some shit, or like he
Like
was
this
playing
shit was
Call of
like
Duty or something
Lifetime.
crazy.
Now this
Let's
was
Yeah.
like
very
a
much give in
Lifetime
lifetime.
movie. Yo,
Yeah.
because you know Lifetime be
Nah.
like, word, all that. That shit
Yeah.
was like Lifetime, y'all.
Mm-mm-mm.
All right, let me mute myself because the
Terrible.
ambulances is going by in New York
Go
City.
ahead. Marquia, what's yours? That's very
So
like sad.
I have a fun thing because wow, that was concerning. And it's not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of these people. But I found this lady that does these songs to the unannounced Teams calls. And I love it. Like she'll sing songs over the Teams beat. So she did Rhythm as a Dancer. And when I tell you, it brought me so much joy. She's like, Rhythm is a Dancer with the Teams ringer going on in the background.
Oh, I gotta
It's
find
so
that.
fun. Oh, I'll send you the page. It's a time. And it brings me joy because someone unannounced called me today and I definitely said, Rhythm is a Dancer and went on
You.
with my day.
Yes. Yeah,
So that's
hello.
my thing today because
Mm.
what the world needs is joy at this point.
They sure do. And I'm sorry to
I'm
take us down again for mine,
a
but
murder
Damn.
mystery girl. So listen, what you got, Kim?
nah,
What
nah,
you
no,
got?
no.
Not the
Listen,
roller
that
coaster.
that quarter pounder is giving y'all listeria and killing y'all. Y'all better stop eating Mickey
First of
D's.
all, y'all shouldn't have been eating that anyway.
Stop eating them chicken things. The pancakes. The Kodiak
What?
pancakes have listeria in it too. The
What?
food recalls are
I
crazy right
eat
now.
Kodiak pancakes every day.
Oh
The
wow, girl,
No
you should
joints
bullshit. I
probably
eat
look at
in
that
protein
package,
pancakes
Target,
like every
honey.
day.
Target, Walmart. Go look at the food recalls. Y'all need to sign up. The FDA has a listserv,
Not a listserv, child.
a newsletter. They will tell you all the recalls that come up. You better keep up with it.
Well,
But the
can
But
I
concerning
lose
part is
weight
why
or
do
will
we
I just
need?
die?
Oh my God,
I
girl.
know,
that's
just
the
tell
whole
me which
thing,
one. If I can
Girl.
lose
right?
10, 15 pounds, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some
The
pancakes after I
No,
get off
They
with
said
y'all.
all the frozen
no.
pancakes, all of them, they got a pancake recall. They got the quarter pounder with cheese, quarter pounder recall Mickey D's. This is dangerous, y'all. The gut bacteria, the all the things, the allergies,
I
they're
couldn't
going
get
down.
Wegovy. So like what's up? Just let me know. If
You
I
could
can
go
lose
get
like
your quarter
15 pounds,
pounder, right? But it
let me
might be real
know.
dangerous. You want one that just give you a bad
I ain't
stomach
trying to
ache.
die, right? I'm just trying to lose some
But
weight.
I'll be damn. I was like, Dad, come on. So y'all just be careful with your food intake. Choose wisely. Da
Okay,
dum dum.
I just
Right.
want to say this real quick. In college, Kim and I used to be line cooks at
Girl,
the
you make
Cellar
me tell the
Pub
chicken story.
on
Don't tell it.
campus.
Tell it
And
again.
we had the freshman 15. So we decided we had to do something about it. In sophomore year, we were cooks. So we would make the chicken under 165 pounds so that we could get sick and lose weight. And it never happened.
Marquia
Listen,
has already judged us for this.
I was gonna
listen.
say I've heard this before, and I have the same face on as I did the last time, which is
This is just
questionable
you just bringing
decisions.
back double judgment.
I'm so
Damn.
mad. It never
We
happened.
were college students.
I tried to
Please,
get a stomach
people.
virus for
Do you know
years.
how many years ago this was? Okay. So
I
there it is
even was
that.
like, well, what about crack? What if it's just for like
I
a
didn't go
week?
that far. I didn't go that far. That was not what I signed up for. But think about it, right? Like culturally, that wasn't really a thing like for us to, let and do all that stuff, right? And that's all I'm saying. But and to be somewhere where your body, your weight, and everything else is now being judged by a stick of a cultural stick that's not really what you're known to be judged for is it was just it was really bad thing.
The pressure.
Yeah, but you never had you experienced pressure before. If you was chunky, you was good. Like, oh,
Hmm.
No,
she's
I
thick.
was a thick black girl. Like I was fine. I
Right,
was a fatty. Like I was
right.
good.
You was fat on the white campus. You was thick at home. What the fuck is going on?
You know?
What's
So
happening? So there it is. We're not telling that chicken story no more though. They can
okay.
find it in this episode or the
Go
previous
ahead.
episode from season 3. Cause damn, the more I think about it,
All
the
I'm
worse it
saying
gets.
is sis was trying to choose herself. But go ahead. Go ahead with your stuff, Kim. Go ahead.
Back to choose yourself. Oh, I love the little puns. Here we go. So, right today, we're talking about how Black women have often been conditioned to put everyone else's needs before their own, and how this self sacrifice, while sometimes seen as strength, because that strong Black woman trope be out here taking us down, can actually be to our detriment. We're going to explore why it's so hard for us to prioritize ourselves, how this shows up in our relationships, and most importantly, why choosing yourself isn't just an option, baby. It's essential for your well being. And then we'll, as usual, talk about some tips. So, as I was thinking about this topic that we're, going to be discussing today, it took me back to my childhood, right? And I realized growing up that I don't remember anyone saying to me, put yourself first or choose yourself first. Like, not the mama, the grandma, the auntie, the cousins, none of them.
Nobody.
I heard family first, God first, take care of your brother or watch out for your cousins. All the things except well, who watching out for me?
Mm.
And a formative life event that illustrates that was when my younger brother was born. I was 9 years old. And my life I had experienced up until that age had all of a sudden stopped. So it was no more going outside, no more hanging out, partying, hanging with my friends, whatever. It's diapers, bottles, late nights, a crying baby. And I have to help my mother co-parent because we're a second family.
Oh,
Okay, back in the 80s, we was a second family. Hmm. And I wasn't asked, right? I was told this is what you're going to be doing. Yeah. And when I look back at it, I realized that I resented being put in that position. But as a child, you can't say that. You got to just do it, right? I didn't
Right.
want to do any of it. I wanted to go outside, like I said. So, and what kind of child wants that responsibility? You want to play with your toys and shit. So, shout out to the adults who were and are still caretakers to their siblings, their parents, their family.
That's some
Struggle
bullshit,
bus.
B.
That's a struggle. I
Because
see
Mhm.
kids
you.
today will be like, this is not okay.
Right.
I
Gen Z
Right.
am
would be like,
not,
this is not my
yo,
responsibility.
I
I
don't
did not ask to be
accept
a
it.
parent.
yo, they
Right.
would have read them for
That's your
filth.
baby. I'm running away. Like, wait, where you going? So the messages that I received around prioritizing or choosing myself first were not there. And I feel like this is a story that a lot of Black women have, right? We've been taught to put everyone else's needs first, whether it's family, friends, work, community. I see you November 5th. I
Hey,
see you. I see
hey.
you. When we don't choose ourselves, we can end up feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and even start to lose sight of who we are outside of these roles. And it's not just about being tired, it's about feeling like we're constantly pouring from an empty cup. Can't tell you how many times people keep telling me, "Oh, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired." I feel like Black women are just tired, and it's showing up as stress, anxiety, and even physical health issues. So choosing yourself is not about being selfish. It's
No.
about self-love and self-preservation, baby.
Come on,
A lot of us
self-preservation.
have been conditioned to not, preserve.
Okay, preach, preacher.
Self-preservation mean go.
Him is
It's
on one tonight.
recognizing that you deserve the same care and attention that you freely give to others. Listen, baby, Risa
We hear,
Tisa,
Pastor.
that
We hear you.
41-page story would not have happened if Risa Tisa had self-preservation and self-love.
Okay, because let's talk
But
about it.
that
Because
movie wouldn't happen, and that money wouldn't happen either. So listen, she's
Bitch,
like, give me a little
that pain and
trauma.
suffering
Give me a
worth
little
it?
trauma.
No, no, I
Little
don't know.
trauma on there. Get that money. You know
Listen,
everybody want our story when that shit is filled with trauma. Nobody
but
want no joyous story from
listen,
Black women.
but they got
When
so
the
many
last time you
Risa
saw a
Tisa
movie with us
stories.
being joyous? They don't be want to hear that shit about us. Listen,
It's crazy.
when I was in college, I was in an acting class. I had my monologue. My first monologue, I was a slave. The second monologue, my husband wasn't shit and he was cheating on me. I said, what is going on here? Why is this my life? The white girl talk about something altogether different.
she's like, I'm
On
going to
her
college.
monologue, some
Like,
bullshit.
bitch, you a slave. This, I'm an
Yo,
enslaved person.
I
I
had to
was
go to the
born.
dean's office like this lady from Wisconsin. What's she on? This is racist, y'all. My husband ain't shit. He done left me with two kids. I said, what is going on here?
Where did this storyline come from, Niam?
What are
Sounds
y'all telling
Um,
me about my
amazing.
life and what my life should be?
what we
No, I
talking about
appreciate
choosing yourself? You had to choose yourself and go there. Like, I don't care this discomfort,
it. Right.
So
Nah, but this choose yourself
self-preservation.
topic is real.
And
I
I
like
appreciate
I
that.
we should talk more about it because I think it's very difficult for most people, especially who have siblings, people who have aging parents, people who have children, people in relationship. Like this is a thing for us. And I think is that cultural context to it, right? In slavery, we weren't able to choose ourselves and we took care of everyone. And I think that people still view us in that light. Hence, we view ourselves in that light. Hence, throughout the generations, we've been taught that same thing, right? Around taking care of others. I'm good on it now. Y'all can
Mm-hmm.
go ahead with that bullshit. Y'all can keep it. I'm
Mm.
choosing me. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, Grey's Anatomy. Choose me. What about you, Marquia? What's going on? Did-
I appreciate this topic. I think it's important to talk about. I don't necessarily get into all of my things, but it's a thing I'm unlearning, right? This year in particular, as you both know, when I was like, I need to focus on this and I have to do this for me, like I'm making the effort. It's hard, it's counterintuitive, but I'm looking forward to the discussion about it
uh,
for sure.
okay, so what messages did you hear growing up about choosing yourself?
I
Any?
think it's very similar. Like, I just think it was never said, and I think what was modeled right at home is like my mom was a mom. So you have your husband, you have your kids, and it was her life was about us. She devoted a lot of time to her work. So I never saw her really like taking care of herself. So I guess the messaging I got was just like, you're just supposed to take care of people. And that's what I do. Like I'm very probably overly accommodating in a lot of situations in my life. No need for a comment, Kim. But
Because I was definitely coming off mute. You see that?
With the mm-hmm.
But it's interesting how what you learn in childhood shows up as an adult and the way that like you start to realize it and how like so the fatigue, right? Everybody's talking about fatigue and all that stuff. Like you don't realize like my mom would be tired and stuff. You never thought that that was like, oh, you need a break. So it just was never, I guess, communicated to just choose you.
I
Oh,
think
yeah,
that's
that.
interesting, right? Like what was modeled and what was said, you know?
Right.
I don't think anyone's gonna say it out loud. I don't
Right.
think to this
Nothing
day
was
or it was
definitely
ever
said.
really said,
Right. Nothing
right?
was
Like
ever said.
nobody said shit. You just looked around, right?
Right.
And most things are modeled. That's why whenever people are in therapy with me and I'm trying to go back to childhood, they like that shit don't matter, Anisha. What are you talking about? It has made you who you are today. It all matters. So I think that for me also, it was never said, but I'm one of seven kids. And so what happens is I was responsible of helping to take care of the three that was under me, right? And my sister had to take care of the ones that was under her, right? So it was just a thing that you learned. You didn't really question too much until you wanted to do some shit you wasn't supposed to do. So it was like, I don't want to take my little sister or brother with me. Like, cause I'm trying to do some bullshit. But like no one ever said that I shouldn't take care of myself. I don't even think I even thought about taking care of myself. But what I will say is that I'm gonna keep it really real tonight. My dad, I felt like I was always trying to take care of him and his emotions. Like I was always like, Dad, are you okay? Dad, do you need something?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that I think because my mom didn't have time for that bullshit with him. I remember my dad, I think he like messed up. Like he crashed a car or something. He came in the house. Girl, he had like glass in his head. And she like, stop with the bullshit. I know you
Oh,
put that extra glass in there. Where's my car?
you're
And I'm
like,
like,
okay, Terry.
Mommy, what about
Wait.
Daddy? Daddy's hurt. He ain't hurt. He good. What happened to my car? Did you fall asleep? And I always remember trying to take care of him. I remember one time his birthday, he forgot it was his birthday. I was like, what is going on with you, sir? I got my little balloons. I'm so happy. I was like daddy's girl. But also it was like, why did I think that that was my role to play? Like it was almost like my mom didn't do it in that way because she was a little hardcore with him. She was good with the kids, but she's a little hardcore with him. So it was like then I kind of wanted to take care of him and his feelings. And when I look back, I'm still doing it. This ass is 84. And I just kind of stopped. So I'm like, it's very interesting the things that was modeled. She took care of everybody else. She didn't take care of him. So then I tried to take care of him. Who told me I needed to
Mm.
do that at like 7? Girl, be a
Right?
7-year-old. Girl, mind your business. Stop being in grown folks' business.
Go outside.
Right?
Go
So
finish
Like,
your
they
life.
well,
Go
mommy,
finish
go
your
in the room
goals.
and chastise his ass. Why are you doing this shit in the living room where
Mm.
but
we
is
all
it
can see it?
But is it possible that we ask those things maybe people weren't asking you, right? Like I'm a big are you okay person. I know I be getting on people's nerves, like, girl, stop asking me if I'm okay. But it's just
Yeah.
like inherent, like I'm just like, is everything okay? But also, I'm into believing that I'm an empath. So of course, like I feel when energy shifts. I feel when people are not good. And usually my are you okay is be perfectly timed. People won't say it out loud, but then they be like, you know what, I wasn't okay. I know. That's why I asked. But is it because we have that desire that we were never asked that, right? That we just are
Hmm.
asking people, are you okay? Because maybe I want you to ask me if I'm okay. They ain't gonna ask you,
They
but
don't they still fuck up though? You be like, wait, I asked you 10 questions about yourself, and not once did you say, well, how's it going?
right.
You like, let
Like
me
I
go back
gave
to
you a
pressing.
layup, motherfucker, a layup.
They'd be
You
like,
didn't
I'm
take
fine.
it.
I'm fine, you good? And it's like, oh, and don't answer for real. And don't answer for real because then people are stuck. Like,
They don't know what to do with that. They don't know what to do with that. Wow.
mm-mm.
And that's
What about
interesting
you,
when
Kim?
I think, that was my message like
Oh, you
earlier. I
already
think
told us, right? Yeah, you
yeah,
already told
I
us.
had that message. But I think where it shows up now is that, there's some guilt around things, right? Oh, I didn't call that person back. Oh, I didn't do this.
Mhm.
It's manifested itself in so many different ways. And then I get mad because I'm like, resentment, guilt.
Right.
Right? Those are the things that show up like, God damn it. So I think I am not choosing myself often enough, which may be where
Okay.
the guilt comes from, but also just like,
Mm.
I'm supposed to take care of this person because I've been told to,
Right.
you know.
Because my mama says so.
Right. And it don't matter how old y'all are, you still take care of them. Like
Right.
they could be okay, they could be good, but you know.
That's your
Or we all
sibling.
playing our roles and stuff, right? Like that
Hmm.
reminds me of Encanto, the older sister, like the feeling the guilt of things.
You know what?
And
I
it
actually watched something today and they talked about that. It was on the
yeah.
Wired thing, and they were like, it was actually with the psychologist, and he was like, Encanto is a perfect example of like the transgenerational traumas, coddling the parents or inflate their feelings. I'll send you the thing. It was very interesting. Go ahead.
No, but I just think that it's you carry that. Like you're once a caretaker, always a caretaker. You don't really kind of put it down. And sometimes it's draining. We talk about that stuff. And when you want to put it down, you feel guilty. It's like, this is what you put me in this category, this lane. And when I try to veer off from it to choose myself, I feel guilt.
No
Anyone
more.
else?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No.
I love it. But I think that's why, we feel guilty, right? We don't have spaces to unpack that, or people get mad when we try to go off and go do our thing. Well, you
Or to
didn't.
your point about like unpacking it, then you feel guilty because it's like everybody else got shit going on and like you don't got time to listen to me. You got to deal with your own stuff. So then like it just creates that whole thing too. More guilt because you
I
feel
think it's also
guilty.
a rejection. Like I think
Hmm.
that so we do things for people because we are scared for people to feel rejected by us because we don't like the feeling of rejection. So you don't want others to feel it either. So sometimes you do things that you don't really want to do, but it was like it's also all in the name of I'm a good person.
Hmm.
I don't think we talk enough about the need to be viewed as a good person. Whatever
Mm,
fuck that means. But
we need
like,
to do an
oh, I'm a good
episode.
person. I'm a good person. A good person
Hmm.
does this. A good person does that. I can't say that no to her. How would she look at me? Will I not be looked at as a good girl?
Man,
Because
you know
also
what I'm gonna
people don't
say.
know how to deal with boundaries, right? So
Right.
like you give a person a boundary, they feel rejected. It don't got nothing to do with you, bro. This is me. This is my shit. Let me stand on business over here. This don't
Right.
got to have nothing to do with you. So yeah, I think that that guilty thing is also in the hopes that somebody will do it for you. That's the other shit. How many times we I mean maybe not anymore, but there were times when I was younger, I would definitely do things in hopes that like that thing would come back to me, right? If I'm a good friend and I go out my way for people, I'm hoping people would do the same for me. And when that shit don't happen, it's like, ooh, yeah, maybe you should rethink why you do things. You should just do it because you want and not in
Yeah,
hopes to get something back because that doesn't always work out.
yeah. If I loan you my money, can I get it back? Oh
Right.
Oh,
no.
that shit
Oh,
isn't.
okay.
I was.
You already know. You already know. Yeah. So I think it's really want us to understand it's not just intimate partner relationships where you choose yourself. It's your family, it's your friends, it's your job. It's spaces
Yeah.
where you don't feel safe or whatever. It's all of those things because but more often than not they talk about this, I think, topic in relation to like romantic relationships. And so, can you share a time when you felt the consequences of not choosing yourself in either of those situations?
So when you guys talk about the consequence of not choosing yourself, I think a lot of people know I talked about my dad having two strokes in the pandemic. And after rehab, he couldn't go home, of course, because he needed extra help. So the thought was that it's seven of us, and my father has three other children. They do live out of state, but it's at the time it was six of us that lived in New York. The thought was that he would come live with me. Now, why is that? Because I don't have any children, which I felt like was some bullshit. And I felt like it was really unfair. But there was other people out here with no kids too. But I didn't choose myself. I said yes because I felt like I didn't have another choice. And always also I was a daddy's girl. And for 2.5 years, I took care of an 80-something-year-old man. And I worked all day and I had a business and I had a podcast and I had a husband and I became depressed. No bullshit. I was certifiably depressed. I was anxious. I was a fucking mess because I didn't choose myself. I didn't speak up to my siblings like I can't do this. This is unfair. I need more help because I kept feeling like this was the thing I was supposed to do. Because they will always say, well, you closest with daddy, so like, you should be the one who take care of him. And that was really unfair. When I would ask for help, maybe somebody might order some food one day, But like they wasn't coming over here. I'm legit washing him up. Like I'm legit caretaking. He had a bell, y'all, that he would ring. So cause they tricked him, and so his voice box wasn't really great, so I couldn't hear him if he called me. So he would ring the bell, and I would have to come. Like it was crazy.
You was
But what
sounding like
happened
a
was,
butler though, a little bit.
but I couldn't hear him. You came over here. He was
Yeah.
so it was nothing else I can do, and I did not choose myself. I did not speak up because I felt like it was my role that I was supposed to do it because for whatever reason, it seemed like he treated me the best out of everyone. I don't know why. And I was like, that's what I'll do. And I don't have any children, so like, let me take it on. And it was a complete shit show for me. And so I think that we do have to think about what we say yes to and why we say yes. And how do we find our voice in situations, right? Even with older siblings, because I think sometimes it becomes difficult. You play your role, right? I always listened to my older siblings. They kind of, ran the shit and that was it. But it wasn't the best thing for me. So I think it was heavy consequences to that decision, y'all.
Yeah. I'm
Heavy.
sorry to
Yeah,
hear that.
mental.
Yeah.
My
All of
mental
that.
health was really fucked up.
I'm sorry.
Mm,
For me, I'm gonna go back to remember that first toxic charter job that I had. So
girl.
the first one, not the second one. So, and choosing to stay there. And I chose to stay for the kids. I remember one of the students came up to me and was like, "You're not going to leave us like everybody else, all right?" And I was like, "Fuck."
God damn, that's heavy. How dare you, child? How dare
Yeah.
you?
So I was like, fuck. Now at that point, I was over the job. The principal was terrorizing me and just not a good environment overall. And I was losing my shit and I knew that. But when the child asked me, I was like, I mean, I'm the big person, right? And I'm supposed to be the one that's able to shield them from the other big people. So if I need to be here as the buffer to ensure that they have some semblance of a positive schooling, then I could sacrifice myself until at least June. We didn't make it till June. We didn't make it to June. Like, and that was when, I've talked before about like, that's when I had like my first panic attack. Like all of these things, like didn't, similar to Ednesha, like your body starts to attack you because it's like, girl, we are not getting the things that we need. You didn't listen to us. We have to get this energy out somehow. And now you're sitting there crying while sliding in the shower uncontrollably because you are at work from sun up to sundown. I'm talking 7:25 to 10 o'clock at night, many a night,
That
going
charter school
home,
shit is no joke.
continuing to work. And if you work at a charter school, I said what I said. I'm so sorry. Like, if you love it, I'm good. I'm happy for you, but I said what I fucking said. Like it was just not healthy and they did not care about the adults. And knowing that, like I said, I sacrificed myself for my kids and I'm fortunate I still have those relationships with them and they are like, we see what you did for us and we appreciate it. But I would be lying if I said I did not lose a piece of my soul and a portion of like my cognition behind that choice.
Wow.
Yeah, listen, we getting damaged. We think it's a
No
game.
sanity came,
Oh,
honey.
I'll
Hmm.
see. Exactly. But there's damaging effects, right? Like, when I think about work, I'm actually going to talk about a friend like that. I had to like choose myself and like stop being friends with her because Anisha was there. So this
Oh
woman that I
man.
was friends with, she lived in the same neighborhood when I lived down in Hell's Kitchen. And I didn't understand, like, oh, I meet people meet me, they want to hang out with me. Okay, come hang out. Yeah, here's some people. Here's my friends up in Harlem. Here's my friends in Hell's Kitchen. Come meet all the folks. Let's go. And people kept saying, she's a little this, and this. You don't see her because you're at work, you're doing stuff. She gets off early, she's doing all her drinking in the afternoons and stuff. Like by the time you see her, she's on her second win on, went home and had a nap or some shit. So she different. Okay, I get it. Now, now you coming to hang out with my girls, my college friends at brunch. You having a good time. This is what I've been looking for. Oh, yeah. Okay, so one day she got sick. I didn't know she was sick. She had a cold. It was Chanel's birthday. So we were doing the bottomless brunch
Hey, Chanel.
birthday drinks. Okay. My girl, big what a party it's definitely be. So I'm there early because I'm close. Okay, I'm calling around because we're gonna lose the fucking reservation if enough people don't get here. So I'm irritated, right? Like I'm irritated. Like I don't expect Chanel to be here, but everybody's late. Where the hell are y'all? We're gonna lose the damn thing. Come on now. So I was anxious, had some anxiety. So I called her and she was like, "Oh, I told Chanel I wasn't going." I said, "Okay, great." She said, "Yeah, I'm a little under the weather." I was like, "All right, great. I'll call you later." Like that's what I did. I got her off the phone. I was abrupt because I just was like, "Where are you?" when she first came. So the tone that I set might not have been good. But do you know she waited like 2 or 3 hours to call me back, knowing how we do at these brunches, knowing it's a bottomless, knowing it's a birthday, knowing all the things because you've been in the mix with us. You decided to wait until we good in a good time to call me to tell me how I was this, and that. I was like, oh, you got the right one, bitch, because I'm drunk. I went outside, cussed her up and down in lavender, in blue, all the things.
What
And they were
the?
like, why
Who
are
the?
you like this? Because I was like, why would you do this? You could have called me like, you know what you did was a little rude, and I wish you had said. She's like, you didn't even say feel better. Bitch, I have had mimosas. I need you to realize this. And so it kind of got really like weird. And then finally, I just was like, you have been benefiting and growing as a result of me, pulling you into community and spaces. I'm always like, come do this, come do that, and you kind of abused it. And normally I let some stuff go, but you kind of ruined my friend's birthday. So I gotta choose me and then I gotta let you go. And so I blocked her on all the ways that she could be blocked, and I never spoke to her again. And I've never seen her. And I still go back to that neighborhood. And I don't know. Thank you, universe. But I had to make a choice because it was just one too many straws. And I think just for me, I hadn't been choosing her myself in that relationship for a very long time. So it dragged on. And it was just kind of like I didn't see the signs or I didn't pay attention to them because I was feeling bad. So I just like, oh, I want her to just, maybe being around us will help her feel better. And so
Oh,
I
she was
just,
part of the crew. She was at my wedding,
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Marquia.
This is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, like that was Kim girl. I'm like, all right, cool. We had hung out a lot, and I was like, okay, yep.
And we got into it at the wedding too. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
and I love how Anisha just said, "Yep,
So
okay." So she must have told you she didn't like her. That's why she don't have no
Oh
comment.
nah, like I was cool.
You were
I
cool.
mean,
No
I
one
should
clocked that she was crazy.
no, because I think that we was always drinking, so we
right.
was
Oh,
all a little crazy. Like you know what I mean? Like she just fit right in because we
It
was
was
all
girl
a
gone
little tipsy
wild.
all the time when we were with
hmm.
her. I don't
She
think I
was
was
part of
ever
the
with
brunch
her
crew.
when I
Got it.
was like not drinking.
Got
So
it.
like, yeah, we were brunching.
Y'all know I would have
Came
been
to
at the
the
brunch
brunch
and been
parties.
like, "This was fun, but I don't like that one."
Oh,
It was
I
a
was
lot.
like,
It was a
okay.
lot. So I kind of like took on a lot of emotional labor about her and oh no, no, she's a good person and see that shit? No, you gotta get to know her and all this stuff. And people looking at me like, bitch, where are you? And so there was that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang. I hope you don't listen to this podcast, girl.
I don't care. I don't care at all. Send us
Well,
an email.
it's black woman be whole. She's white, so I don't know. She may
Wait,
not be
wait,
listening.
wait. Missing kid. Was that left out on purpose?
You know, Kim don't be thinking that shit matters in her story.
They don't. I be having friends of all creeds.
Oh, wow. But that does add a layer of seasoning or lack thereof to the story. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Well, on the flip side, we talk about pain. What about the joy? When was the last time you chose yourself? And what did that decision look like? And how did it make you feel afterwards? What's up, y'all?
Oh, you know what? I think that recently I chose to just take a day off. And I never really do. And I was like, nah, like I'm not seeing the client. I ain't doing shit. Cause I was just really tired and I truly just needed a moment. And it was really nice that I could make that choice, right? I was still able to see my clients the same week. It was just not on that day. I listened to my body and I listened to myself and I realized that it wasn't just about rest. I just wanted a day to myself where I didn't really have to think about anything. I didn't have to deal with anything, any of my responsibilities. And that's not always easy to do for most of us. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And it felt really great. And I think that, we always people talk about like, oh, the spa, the massage. I do those things, but that day I just didn't want to do nothing. Like I legit didn't want to have to think about anything and do anything. And it was really nice. And I just didn't do shit. And it
Love
felt
it.
good.
You said, you gotta put me first.
Right.
I gotta put me first.
I think for me, I broke up with somebody.
Girl, wait.
Friendship, intimate partner, work person, what? Oh, did we get all of that? Was that too much? Did you leave it out on
She
purpose and
said
I need to mind my
somebody.
business?
Somebody.
I
This
don't
Just
pick
the
and
guy.
choose all the
somebody.
time, y'all. I
No, it
don't
was
pick
this
up all the
dude. It
cues.
was this dude that I was seeing. And if you know me in real life, you know the situation. But it got too hectic and it got a little too dangerous. So I had to be out. And I haven't spoken to them since. I'm usually not the person that is, don't ever speak to me again. Like no, that's not true. I'll say don't speak to me again. But like we could be cordial, right? Like I do have some relationships where it's like it didn't work out. We can be cordial. This is the first situation I think in my adult life where I've had to like go no contact.
Mm,
And it's hard because like it's counterintuitive, right? It's like, oh, like I still want to know if you're okay and like I cared about you, but also you didn't care about me and the way I cared about you, friend. You really tried to have me jammed up and it was not good. So it's hard, but I'm very proud of myself that I've like stuck to it because usually I'd
That's
be
huge.
teetering and being like, oh, just feel bad. And I was like, I feel bad, but also fuck you.
yes.
Yeah.
It's something important about when your needs are not getting met, right? How you handle it. And sometimes you got to choose you, right? And
Right.
it's not about the other person. My needs are not getting met. It's not getting better. And it's not making me happy. Like it's not
Right.
working for me. And it's
Yeah.
someone else who will meet those same needs, right? And
Hmm.
so like how do I make space and room for that person to come?
That's the
Exactly.
hard part because people linger on. And I think that's the problem. Oh, I just, you see a little glimpse of something, then you want to stay because it tricked you. Go.
Hmm.
Trickery, trickery.
You
And the
like,
thing
that's
is,
the trigger
like,
bitch.
let me tell you something. The way that
Mm.
it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And this might be triggering. I'm just saying, like, I mean, it is, right? Like, abusers like are very, very talented at drawing you back in. That is their thing. That is what
And
they
there are
do.
different types of abuse, right?
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody always think about physical. There's so many other types of
Right.
abuse,
Mm-hmm.
financial, verbal, psychological. Like,
Right.
so there's other things and that people don't think about. And a lot of people are abusive,
Right.
not
Yeah.
realizing that they are.
Right. It's tough. I mean, it was just a tough situation. It was a first time for everything type thing. Not in a good way. I wouldn't, 0 stars would not recommend. But it's interesting. I see how people get caught up in it, don't leave. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see that, right? And like when we're talking about choosing yourself, I can see how it's hard for you to choose you because you don't really feel like it's an option. But yeah, left that alone because
No, listen, that conditioner tell you to stay through the
hmm.
storms, the thunderstorm, the hurricane, the tsunami. Listen, that's too much. Not too much now. Okay, it was something simple, I think, for me when I chose myself. And it had everything to do with me taking off the weekend and closing my computer because I just was like, I'm not going to do any work. And I'm letting people know after today at this time, I am not available until the next time, which is this time. So if you need anything, it's going to have to wait. And I didn't even say, oh, call me if it's an emergency. No, no, no. Figure that shit out. I'm tired.
Right.
And I'm not going to work myself to the bone, right? And then I realized like no one called me because I just was like, I'm being very clear about it. And I think sometimes like going back to that fear thing, it's like if you're clear about something and you don't respond, then you're setting a precedent for people for how to, interact with you. So it just made me feel really good because I think I had been in that place just because there's so much things going on work wise
Hmm.
and all my things, my work things. And I just was like, oh, I gotta do it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I don't have time to, go be outside and do stuff. And then I just like, yes, you need it. You need this. You don't need to be sitting on this computer, for hours on end doing work. And so let these motherfuckers know. Let the people know.
That's
Let them
right.
know.
So, and then I was like, what am I gonna do? Didn't matter. I got outside and I just found shit to do.
Right. Whatever I feel like doing.
I found a party girl. I ain't gonna
I know
say
you
whatever,
did.
but I,
We know you did.
so I just think like when I think about what that means, right? More of those things lead to you're building that muscle, right?
Hmm.
And so how can listeners develop that skill of discernment when they're struggling to maybe differentiate between a tough moment in a relationship and a toxic pattern, right? Like what are some ways that people can process to help them move on something or to choose themselves?
I don't know if this is gonna translate, but I'm gonna do my best. Like, you know, before you know that some shit ain't right, right? Like, you know that you need to make a different choice before you know. Is that making sense? I'm not trying to talk in a riddle.
No, that's that unconscious, right? The
Right.
subconscious.
Like, I promise I'm
We
not trying to
suppress
talk in a
it.
riddle.
But I think the conditioning tells us to suppress that
Exactly.
intuition, that other thing, like,
That little
you
gut
know,
feeling, that little tinge where you're
right.
like, ooh, that
Something ain't
felt
right.
weird. But then again, it goes back to what Ednesha said about people trying to be the good person and be, is this gonna be received as me being good or kind or what have you as a person? So you ignore it because I don't want to be mean. I don't want people to think I'm a bitch. I don't want people to think this, that, and the third.
Or I don't want to rock the boat. Bitch,
Right.
rock the boat, make a scene. That could be your safety, your life. You don't know.
Exactly.
I don't care. I don't care.
So I think that that's really, a big thing. Like whether that's friendship, like any friendships that have ended, there were telltale signs. I'll see, I was gonna give y'all examples, but we gonna protect
They
the
might be
innocent.
listening.
Right, we gonna protect the quote unquote innocent.
I don't know about
Um,
innocent, but
right. But they're just like little comments, you got your when you start something, right? And the person's like, "Oh, how your little thing doing?" Like, do you need to leave that alone? Do you need to remove that friend? Because why is my thing little and I'm supposed to just support you? It's like you got to look at
Hmm.
those things, pay attention to those little
Yeah.
things, those little shifts, those little digs.
Hmm. What about you, Anisha? No, I think that's very relevant, Marquia, for real. Definitely resonates with me.
I think the tough moments or moment, like I think we got to look at how many moments is this? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
or is there a true pattern here?
Hmm.
Right? And
Right.
if there's a true pattern, and how do you feel around this person? Right? Like, I think that makes a huge difference because I know that people will stay in things because they get that glimmer of joy, or that person is sometimes really fun. But the majority of the time, how do you feel? And you have to start looking at that. You can't look at the moments. You have to look at the majority of the time, how does that person make you feel? How do they deal with conflict? How do they deal with perceived conflict? How do they deal when you say something that they don't like, or like you got to start trying to figure those things out. And that's how you start to kind of make a decision about, is this person toxic for me? Or is it just a moment? Is this
Mm-hmm.
relationship right for me? If you got to ask yourself often, is this relationship right? It's probably not right.
It's
I
literally
think
wrong.
that, right, like, I think that we will continue to ask those same questions. So for some people, years and years and years, months and months and months. And I hate that for a lot of us, it has to be this one thing. Like we could be sick and tired of being sick and tired, but we will
Right.
continue that shit. But sometimes it takes that one thing that take you over the top. Was like, all
Right.
right, you know what? I'm done. That was it. But
Right.
we never know when that shit is coming. And it also takes too long to come. And
Right.
why does it have to be something big? Why can't it be like, you know what? You're not a good fit for my life. That's it. You're just not a
Mm-hmm.
good fit. And then can
Now,
I
Yeah.
just walk away and be done?
right. But instead, we got to have an argument at brunch, and now we're
Oh
done.
Lord, Lord.
But think about it, like, but now we have to have this argument at brunch because not you keep playing with me, God damn it. Like that's
It was a lot. It was a
I
lot.
get
I
it.
think, yeah, I think also like when that person calls you or texts you or whatever, do you like, I'm not going to answer that because it's that person. Like, how are you behaving when they're not around you or when you think about them?
Right.
Or, when someone asks you about them, think about how you're talking about that person. Because I think sometimes we don't realize the things we're saying about someone. Oh my God, they're so annoying. So why are you still
Hmm.
friends with them?
Right.
We just been
Kim
friends
gonna ask you
forever.
that. Kim gonna ask you this why you still friends?
You've been friends, length and proximity really does
Get you caught out there.
get you caught up, you know? the childhood friends or the blah, blah, blah from this time or this person, they really helped me through something, or, they caught me at a vulnerable moment and they really showed up. We hang like that onto that really tightly in relation to that person. And sometimes it's just they happen in the moment.
We need a
And so,
episode about nostalgia. I'm telling you,
baby,
nostalgia getting
baby,
people caught up out here.
What?
You don't think so, girl?
Oh, yes. Yes, it
absolutely.
I
does.
was like,
Oh,
I was just at a
Lord.
homecoming this past weekend and was like, no, 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 no. We are
You
not doing
what
that.
Because let
ODB
me tell you
said?
something. You'll remember those good times and forget about that other shit.
Okay,
Like that person treating you good, that person looking good. Let it be an intimate partner kind of thing. That person looking good, that smile is looking good. You remember those good times, and then you chill out with them for a couple of times and be like, "Oh, I remember why I don't fuck with you.
right.
Damn it."
Mhm.
It's a thing.
ODB said, I want that old thing back. He wasn't playing. I think,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just the nostalgia for sure. We can
nostalgia has you
definitely
out here.
put all the things in the box that, oh, not that one. How about this one? So I think feels like some good discernment, but definitely like working on your intuition again. I'm going back to that. We
Yes.
know when things don't feel right, like our body tells us, our emotions tell us, the sensors, all the things, we ignore them. We have been conditioned to
Mhm.
ignore the things,
Right.
and
Because you're
that's
being
sometimes to our
judgmental.
detrimental. Right.
And
Right.
sometimes, listen, I'm making a spreadsheet in 2025. I talked with my other friend about this, and I'm putting all my calls in that spreadsheet, and I'm going to track when each one comes true because y'all going to stop playing with me about my intuition.
Okay.
Not the spreadsheet though.
Marquia
Yes.
Damas. We're gonna call her Marquia Damas. That's right. Put it in there, girl. Set it up. Be a visionary. Yeah. So, okay, all right. So we talked about some signs. We talked about discernment. I think we also talked about some signs you learn to recognize to tell you it's time to walk away from a
Mhm.
relationship or situation. So, I guess my last question is, what's the hardest lesson you learned on your journey to choosing yourself?
Um, people gonna be mad. That's the alpha and omega of the situation. People are not gonna like it. People are going to say that you're being selfish. People are going to say that you changed, that you're acting funny. And like the thing that has been the hardest for me with that is like, damn dog, you liked me better when I didn't feel good about myself. Or you liked me
Mm,
better when I was just for you to take advantage of. You don't like that I got
mm.
something going for me. And like as I say, like I'm getting like a little sad because I'm like thinking about specific situations. It's like, damn, you couldn't like clap for me and I'm just supposed to be here clapping for you. That's what it is. So that's my thing.
Mhm.
I think that the hardest lesson is when you don't choose yourself, is you lose time.
Mm,
And that's one motherfucking
Girl,
thing that you
child.
cannot get back is you lose time that you could have done other things in your life. You could have had different experiences. You could have felt different feelings,
yep.
but like you weren't choosing yourself. Maybe that meant holding on to something that you shouldn't have been holding on to. I don't know. But I think that I've learned that I lose time. As a 40-something-year-old woman, I don't got that much time to be fucking losing around this motherfucker. And I think that's why I hear people always say when they get to a certain age, they don't give a fuck. I think it's because you realize that, like, yo, if I don't choose myself now, when will I? Right? And I got one life to live. And how do I live that for myself, as well as take other people into consideration and love on people and all of those things? But when do I get to focus on me? When do I get to choose me? And there's no time like the present, whoever's listening. Figure out how to choose yourself, still love on other people, still give them the care and consideration that they deserve and that they need, but also give that to yourself first so that you can have the time and the space and the energy to give it to somebody else.
Absolutely. All right,
I don't
Pastor
got no more
Cavalsi.
time.
Yay.
I don't got
Ah,
no
let's
more time to
go, Mary.
motherfucking lose around this motherfucker.
Put your cash
Okay.
app in the thing. Let them
What the
know.
hell? In a circle.
Right? Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop. Let it go rain free. I think it's not linear. You're gonna backtrack, backslide, you're gonna be mad at yourself.
All
This
types
shit
of
gonna
shit.
zigzag. You're gonna be like, where the fuck, man? Come on. You're gonna think you're doing well one day, then you're like, oh, come on now. I let that go. but you're learning to, work that muscle. And so it's really hard because you feel so good about it, and then some shit happened, and it might be a person that you really needed to choose yourself with, and that, like we said, that nostalgia or something, they caught you at a little vulnerable moment will happen. And so we can't beat ourselves up when that happens, because that's usually what we default to, right? The judgmental voice in the side of our head, you stupid, you this, you that, you didn't learn
Yeah.
nothing. And we don't, give ourselves grace and compassion about it. You're trying to undo decades of people, communities, and society telling you something. You a one man, one woman army. Are you
That's
kidding
right.
me? You got too much going on. And you're doing it by yourself at times. And so you got to give yourself grace and compassion, because it's going to happen.
All
All
right.
right, now we go to tools. Give me the
All
tools,
right. All
y'all.
right. All right.
Now, we at towards the end, we give you the tools, we give you the tips, we give you some things for you to work on and help get started on your choose yourself journey. You choose yourself, sis, whatever you choose to do. So what's going on? Who got some tips for us? Who gonna go first?
All
Ednesha,
right.
go ahead, go first.
I think it's so important that we take time for self-reflection. We talked about messages earlier, right? So how do you reflect on the messages that you received growing up? Set aside some time. I don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes during some quiet time, maybe in the morning, at night, whenever you have, but think about how you were taught to care for others growing up. And maybe try and write down any memories or messages that come up for you. I think this reflection can help you understand where your habits of self-sacrifice come from, and then think about what you want to do differently. I think that's the hard part. And I think also on this whole self-reflection piece, again, start your day, take 5 to 10 minutes each morning to check in with yourself. Just asking yourself, what do I need today to feel fulfilled and to feel balanced? I think this can help you really kind of prioritize what matters most to you each day. Because if we're trying to choose ourselves, then we got to understand ourselves and we got to understand what we need to feel fulfilled, to feel balanced, to feel like we're choosing ourselves. I think that's where we go wrong is we don't take enough time to think about ourselves and what we need. So I think that self-reflection becomes very important.
I'm a fan of getting an emotional support team
Come on.
because, listen, I know myself and I know how I would react to things, right? And as I'm trying to grow and make better decisions, different decisions, and choosing myself, I need some people to run that by. Like, I have a friend, hey Carla, we talked about Carla before. Carla is very like practical, so I'll be like, hey, am I being crazy? And we'll talk through it. I call Kim when it depends on the mood, what I'm feeling. But usually if I'm like, I need, I think the push to like make the more difficult choice, I would go to her for that because she's definitely going to push me to think through the thoughts that I'm having. How is it benefiting me? How is this adding value to your life before pulling any triggers one way or the other? So definitely get you some folks around you that are going to help support you through these things and the loneliness and the changes that see you, how you see yourself, and ultimately how you want to be and grow in the future.
Thank you for that. I like to write things down because I'm a visual
Hmm.
person. And I've talked about this before, but get your templates together. Part of the issue why people have so much anxiety is that they have to think of what to say. You can't be objective when you're in the mix. So think about your scenarios that you've encountered with people when you want to say no, and then you just copy and paste it, because then you're taking away that anxiety of what to write. And so you're removing the thinking from it, because you just really need to respond, and having a go-to response ready from when you needed to decline invitations, events, oh, parties, can you come do this for me? No, you know, those are your cheat sheets, right? Your boundaries cheat sheets as well. I'm not available right now, but I can help later this week. Really giving people space. You're choosing yourself, like not saying yes immediately, because that people pleasing is part of not choosing yourself. So having your go-to responses for when people ask you for things, when somebody asks you for money, the money people, you're like, I ain't got it. Let me put it on here, because now I don't have to let my mind sort of think through what I need to say, which is where a lot of people get jammed up. And so, and then also I think the 3-question rule for decisions before making any commitments, ask yourself, does this align with my values? Will this decision bring me joy? They should have called this the Marie Kondo. Okay. Will this take away time or energy from my own well being? I think a lot of times we don't think about like that reflection that Ednesha talked about. Um, and also, having people help us understand. Sometimes we go offline on our brains when it's time to do things for people. We go on autopilot. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's because of that conditioning. You don't say no, you do it.
Right. If you're able, you should do it. And it's like, no, wait a minute.
Right, right. You ain't got no kids. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. You know what that mean? I have a life.
Mhm.
And so I think we have to start take our power back, give ourselves these things so that we can continue. Well, start if we're not already choosing ourselves, but continue to strengthen and grow. You know, being able to choose ourselves. I think that's it, y'all. Like we good. We good. What's going on? How did y'all feel about this topic? I was nervous. Talk
This
to
was
y'all
a
each
good
individually.
one.
It
This was a
was
good one.
good. You didn't take us down a dark alley. I'm okay. Not too much trauma came up, I promise.
You know, that's what we want to do. But I think, this topic is really important for women. It's not just Black women in general, but specifically for us because we take on everybody's, trauma, labor, pain, responsibilities. And no more of that. Choose yourself, sis. Get outside. Go do some cool
I think
things.
that needs to be the
Yes.
word for 2025, the rest of 2024. Choose
Yes.
yourself. Treat yourself, girl. Treat yourself.
That's all I can say.
We
Well,
just want the best for
Marquia.
Black women. That's what we
Yes, we
want,
do.
y'all.
And ourselves.
And for
Shit. And
us, well, yeah, we
ourselves.
included in those Black women.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, are some of these things being done well by me? No.
But
You
we're working on
know,
it. We are Black women working on what? Being whole.
being whole. We already told you at the beginning. If you didn't know that, go
Now
back
you
to
know,
season one,
babes.
2, and 3. Some of the
We
things that
still
we said we
working.
want to work on in season 3 never made it out of season 3.
We still working. That's the emphasis on the work
Yes.
part. Yes.
That part
Yes.
still working. Marquia, take us out, girl.
Thank you, as always, for listening to the Black Woman Be Whole podcast. As always, you can find us on social media at Black Woman Be Whole. Check out our website, blackwomanbewhole.com. Sign up for the newsletter, catch us in your inbox. If you're new here, go listen to previous seasons, and we will see you next time. Bye, y'all. Well, I guess hear you next time.
Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
Bye.
y'all. Thank you for listening to the Black Woman Be Whole podcast. If you want to keep up with what we're doing, you can find us on Instagram at Black Woman Be Whole, on Facebook at Black Woman Be Whole. You can even go to our website, blackwomanbewhole.com, where you can join our mailing list and you can find out what we're doing as far as events, where we'll be, if we're vending. You can also get a heads up on any information about upcoming podcasts and any product releases we're having. We appreciate you, sis. We'll see you next time.